Geezer, how you doing, man? Thought I'd do a little video for you. So you can see it's a bit of a mess, but just like this, it is done. So anyway, I thought do a little tour of stuff, guitar stuffs and that. Yeah, show you. Right, here we go. Tea in the mug. Tour of the old room. There's some Metallica. That was actually signed by all the old staff in HMV Ilford. Apart from Sharon. Sharon, where are you? You're not on there, so next time I'm about, remind me, and I'll try and bring that. I'll bring that whole fucking wall, and then you can put your Sogno chair on it, your John Hancock on it. There is when I went platinum on my first album. And some certificates to say I shot shit. There's a picture I drew of Carl Pilkington. Ken, I don't know if you know Carl Pilkington, because he's sort of an English bloke. I don't know, he's big over here-ish, but he's got a head like a fucking orange. And he's hilarious. So anyway, look, I've been filming stuff today. I say filming stuff, I got halfway through it and then it got so fucking dark outside that it shouldn't really matter because I've got a light bulb in here, but it's a bit wank. Laptops, tea and candles, because I'm a massive homo sapien that loves fire. Here's some albums. As you can see there, we've got Pink and Him. And all the good shit. Onto some guitars. Oh yeah, look, Him, and more Him. This will turn into Spot the Heartogram really quick. That's my to-do list, which is absolutely wank. Just getting bigger and bigger, that. Zeb's bought him from IKEA about 20 years ago, and he's been up there ever since. I don't think I'll ever get rid of him. He blesses this room with his black and white ways. He's very, well, he's just what he's what he is, isn't he? There's a Louisville Slugger down there behind that calendar. Just in case anyone comes in, I don't really want it, to be honest. Right. Let's start with this. This here is a stag. And I don't know what it is. It's a Strat copy, obviously. Bought it as my, well, I didn't buy it. It was a birthday present from my parents as a first guitar. And I love it, and I've had it for about 11 years now, and I'll never get rid of it, but it's sort of a wall piece now because the truss rod, the end of it, broke, so the truss rod is completely inoperable, and at the minute, the action or relief on the neck is so bowed that it's kind of unplayable if you put strings on it. Like, it can work, but it wouldn't get used. That and the guitar, it was 100 quid, so compared to some of the others. But anyway, the plan is I'm going to restore it at some point. The problem is that takes loads of money because it needs a new neck. And I haven't even looked into getting a new neck for that guitar yet. The idea was I was going to try and make this area here guitar orientated, get some like kind of guitar art, some guitar art up on there. But again, it's all a matter of time and money, I suppose. Katie, you're good at art. Draw me some guitar shit, and I'll pay you in something that's not currency, and then it can go on my wall. I mean, right. Anyway, look, Ziltoid the Omniscient. There he is. I've empowered him on an acoustic guitar, which is also a bit of an ornament these days. But it's right up his bum, so it's right up Ziltoid Street. He loves it. Look at him. That was a gift from Sharon. Sharon and Joe, when they went to see Omniscient, the Ziltoid the Omniscient, and they didn't take me. But instead they took Ziltoid, or they brought him back. So I appreciate that. Love it. Right. This bad boy here. Oh look, actually, here's a little dragon with a guitar. That's Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon 1 and 2 and 3, maybe 4. Down here as well, there's a little Marshall stack. I think that's called the MS2. It's a real amplifier, and you can plug your guitar into it, and it's yeah, it's not too bad. and there's a little Kirk Hammett signature, which doesn't actually work, but that's just a model. So look at that amp there, a Black Star ID Core 10, right? I don't know what they retail for these days, but I picked that bad boy up for £40 from some bloke in Harlow. And at the same time, I picked that foot switch up from another bloke in Harlow for about 30 quid. It's banging bargains. That is one of the best practice amps I think that you can get. It's got a built-in noise gate, it's got a built-in tuner, does everything you need it to do. Its bigger brother, from the 20s upwards, they can have like a foot pedal on them as well, but this one can't. And it's got tons of effects with its wide stereo effects thing, which sounds mental. It sounds like if you tap in some delay or reverb, whatever, it sounds like it's coming out of the walls. It's mental. Below it, that's part of the decor these days, man. It's like I've had that for almost as long as I've had that. It's a Line 6 Spider 3, 75 watt. It's a solid state amp, but fantastic for what it is. You can't fault it. It's for what it is. It's great, a bit of kit, and it's never gone wrong. Which is great. I know it's only solid state, and you know people go yeah, but yeah. The problem is, I bought a Black Star 1 watt valve head, and it was too fucking loud, even for in here. And this is it's not a small room, but it was just way too loud, so couldn't use it. This guy here, it's an ESP LTD EX360. With EMG pickups. It's got an 81 in the bridge, and I think that's an 85 in the neck. Slightly lower output, so it cleans up nicely. The story with that was, I really wanted to get an Explorer-shaped guitar, and in white preferably, because this bloke here, he likes to play those, except he has a snake bite, and the snake bite was about, it was over £1,000 for the LTD version. Little bit expensive. That was about 530 quid, but obviously it's got the active EMGs in it as standard, and it's a set neck mahogany body, mahogany neck, I believe, rosewood fretboard and all that, and set up by Glenn at New Tech Guitar Services. Cheers, buddy. I wouldn't take him anywhere else, put it that way. That there in red, that is my PRS SE Tremonti. So you can just see on the rack. That's a Hercules guitar stand, by the way. DV247, which is an online shop here in the UK, they were selling these bad boys for £40. So I snapped one of those up for Christmas. Thanks, Mum. 40 fucking quid. Everywhere else they were like 65 or something. And as you probably can tell already, I'm a cheapskate because I don't really have any money. So I try and get decent shit, but for really cheap. So a lot of the time, I'll just complain, and I'll write complaint letters, and in the end you get something for free. You can't see them, but on the knobs there, I had some pointers, some knob pointers or metal pointers or markers or whatever you want to call them that Gibsons usually have. And I wanted to install them on this because it's an LP-shaped guitar. But anyway, long story short, I took the backplate off to try and hold the pots, and I think I fucked with something. So now the bridge pickup doesn't work anymore, so that one is going to go into Glenn, and he'll work his magic on it, and it'll be great. That there, though, that is a PRS SE Tremonti. It was £400, and for £400 in that range, I don't think you can get much of a better guitar. For your money. It's a set neck mahogany body. It's got a wide fat neck, not baseball bat like, but it's fairly sizable. PRS hardware. It's got just the standard PRS, pickups that they use in it. It's wraparound. It's a hardtail bridge, but it is literally like considering all these other guitars are around the same price range, and it came set up perfectly, and I mean perfect. There was nothing needed adjusting on it. It didn't choke anywhere, the frets were good, it was, the action was set, it was just brilliant. All I had to do was just tune it, and it was there, and I've never needed to touch anything on it since, until I fucked about with it. And it came with a carry case as well, for freebie. And it's got the bird inlays. It's a very cool guitar for what you're paying for it. I think the only thing in the price range that might compare, and I haven't played these yet, are the Chapman guitars, because they're of similar build quality. And I think, don't quote me on this, I think they're made in the same factory as those PRS SE models in Indonesia, but that could be an outrageous comment. And next up is an LTD KH202, which is a Kirk Hammett signature. Probably the cheapest signature Kirk Hammett that they make. The reason I bought this was my second guitar, this one here in black in the middle. I bought it because of that man there, Mr. Kirk Hammett. And I thought, you know what, let me buy one of his guitars next, because obviously, you know, I play a lot of metal and Metallica, and I thought, why not just buy one of his guitars? And also LTDs, and I thought ESPs, you know, they're cool, so I bought this, and it has, don't know, it's hard to see, the skull and crossbone inlays. Other than that, it's all black. Next up, this was the third guitar I bought. It's an Ibanez Geo in candy apple red. It's an absolute beater of a guitar. It cost me £150 new. So obviously, you know, you're not expecting miracles for that kind of money. The reason I bought that was because I wanted to have a guitar in red with a black headstock, and the plan was I was going to put a black roach sticker underneath the towel and just turn it into like a Papa Roach kind of guitar. And now obviously they play Schecter, and at one point he did have his own signature guitar with the roaches on them. The problem was they were a lot of money, and I only had 150 quid at the time. That was about 7 years ago I bought that now. So I drove down to Cambridge and picked that up. Anyway, as you can probably see, I never got around to doing that. For 150 quid, right, it might not sound the best. It's very playable though, and I have tuned that and put stupidly thick strings on it, and there's been no problems. I touch wood, it's literally survived everything I've ever thrown at it, and it's still going. That acoustic that you see behind there, that is a Stag acoustic guitar, and I bought that because at the time I just wanted an acoustic guitar to either take to house parties or whatever with, really. And I've hardly ever played it. I've had it about 7-8 years, and I've changed the strings on it once. I put stickers on it and shot it a few times, and it still works. It was, how much was that? It was something ridiculous, like £45 new. I picked these up the other day. Hetfield Black Fang pickups. Hetfield Black Fang picks. Let me get the picks. Plus, I thought I'd try 1.14s. Because the rest of mine, I've been using these guys. These Dunlop gels. And I really like them. But I thought, let's try the fangs. And I really like the fangs. They're a bit more contoured and pointed on the edge, so you can really get the kind of speed and slide off the strings real nice. Here's where the magic doesn't really ever happen, to be honest with you. Some shells. I think they were fired in the Falklands, those two. So I've got the Boss Super Octave OC3, as you can see. The reason I bought that is because I like to play CKY songs, and that's, I think Darren uses the OC2. I think Farrafet, you've got the OC2 as well, you lucky bastard.